If you're diving into Gears of War Reloaded, you already know the weapons in this game are a big deal. Each one feels totally unique, and honestly, they all tie into the story in some way, which makes picking your arsenal even more fun. Some guns are absolute beasts in every situation, while others are more situational, but knowing which ones to keep handy can totally change your gameplay. In this video, we're breaking down every weapon and ranking them in a tier list, so you'll know exactly which ones deserve your attention. I'll also share why some guns are straight up must-haves and why others might be better off left behind. Trust me, by the end of this guide, you'll be ready to wreck your enemies with the best gear in the game. I'm quickly moving on to the video, and I'm ranking weapons in Gears of War Reloaded. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of tier list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching.
My friends, only 0.1% of viewers subscribe. If you like this type of content, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you in advance for your support.
The weapons in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Boom Shot and Hammer of Dawn. You know that moment in Gears of War Reloaded when you pick up a weapon and think, oh, this is going to be awesome, only to realize it's mostly a headache. Yeah, welcome to the C tier. These are the guns that sound cool, hit hard sometimes, but honestly, you're usually better off with literally anything else in your arsenal. Let's start with the Boom Shot. The Boom Shot is basically a grenade launcher on steroids, and sure, it feels powerful when you're facing the boomer enemies. But here's the thing, the max ammo you can carry is tiny, so you can't exactly go around blowing everything up like a demolition expert. And don't even get me started on crowd control. Most of the locusts aren't lined up nicely for you to obliterate with one shot. It's like the game teases you with a look at this big boom moment, but then you're left fumbling around wondering why you picked it up in the first place. Great for boomers, useless for literally everything else. Then there's the Hammer of Dawn. Oh boy, this one sounds like the ultimate, right? Laser beams from space, bosses melting in seconds. It's what you imagine when you think endgame destruction. And yes, it is necessary for certain fights against enemies like the Berserker and the Seeker, but here's the kicker, it's not always available. You don't just walk around with a satellite laser in your back pocket, and because of that limited access, it's more of a cinematic toy than a reliable weapon you can pull out at a moment's notice. So, if you're planning your loadout, think of these C-tier guns as the fun, once-in-a-while toys, rather than your go-to tools for survival. The Boom Shot makes you feel like an action hero for about 5 seconds, and the Hammer of Dawn makes boss fights look epic on paper, but in the heat of battle, you're mostly wishing you had something more practical. Basically, they're the fancy dessert of your arsenal. You enjoy them for a bit, but you wouldn't want them as your main course. The weapons in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Snub Pistol, Bolo Frag Grenades, Grenades, and Torque Bow. Ever pick up a weapon in Gears of War Reloaded and think, this might actually be useful, only to realize it's more of a mild amusement than a game changer? Welcome to the B tier. These guns are somewhat fun to play with, but honestly, they could use a little upgrade or two. Let's kick things off with the humble Snub Pistol. The Snub Pistol is your starting sidearm, the one you grab at the very beginning and then promptly forget about. It shoots low damaging bullets, so if you are expecting to mow down locusts like a pro, think again. On higher difficulties, it barely scratches them. But here's the silver lining, it is a lifesaver when you are running low on ammo for your primary weapons, so it's not completely useless, just painfully underwhelming most of the time. Next up, we have the Bolo Frag Grenades. These are the only throwable weapons in the game, which sounds exciting until you realize their main job is to close the holes where the locusts keep popping out. Think of them as little tactical annoyances that make enemies scatter from cover. Outside of those moments, you are not going to rely on them heavily, which is why they comfortably sit at B tier. They are situationally brilliant, but not the star of your loadout. Now, let's talk about the Torque Bow. This is the second long-range weapon in the game, unlocked during the third act, and it is a charge weapon, meaning you have to hold it for a few seconds before the arrow fires. When it lands though, it hits hard. We are talking some of the highest damage in the game, capable of taking out even the most powerful locust enemies in one shot. It feels like a sniper rifle from the future, and it is undeniably satisfying when it connects. The problem, however, is the charging process. On higher difficulties, this becomes a real headache. While you are waiting for the shot to charge, enemies can one-shot you with their own torque bows or shotguns. You often have to step out of cover to line up the perfect shot, which makes it feel less like a strategic choice and more like a daring gamble. It is rewarding when it works, but frustrating when it does not. So, the B tier weapons are all about fun with caveats. The snub pistol is the reliable little backup, bolo frag grenades are situational chaos creators, and the torque bow is a high-risk, high-reward masterpiece that can make or break a fight. None of them are bad per se, but you will find yourself reaching for other weapons most of the time. Consider them the quirky sidekicks of your arsenal. You enjoy their moments in the spotlight, but they will rarely steal the show. The weapons in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Hammerburst, Nasher Shotgun, and Boltok Pistol. A tier. These are the weapons that make you feel like a total pro in Gears of War Reloaded. Almost perfect, but not quite. They will carry you through most fights without making you rage quit, but don't expect them to make you look like a one-man army every single time. Let's start with the Hammerburst. The Hammerburst is exactly what it sounds like. A burst rifle that you can usually grab from the corpses of locust enemies, because, of course, they love carrying these things. It is basically the second best option if you want a reliable rifle. It does not have the chainsaw bayonet of the Lancer rifle, so you cannot just charge into a crowd and slice everyone in one go, but the good news is that ammo is never really an issue. You will always find someone carrying it, which makes it perfect for a steady, dependable fight. Next up, we have the Nasher Shotgun. This bad boy is your go-to weapon for close-range chaos. If Otukos thinks it is a good idea to sneak up on you, the Nasher Shotgun will have a very different opinion. You will find it on the ground or in enemy hands in multiple locations, and trust me, it packs a serious punch. While it is great to have in your loadout, it does not completely replace your sniper rifle, which still holds the crown for versatility in most situations. Now let's talk about the Boltok Pistol. Think of this as your, oh no, I am out of ammo, but I am not out of hope weapon. Unlike the weak starting sidearm, the Boltok pistol is a revolver that packs a lot more damage. It is especially handy for taking care of those annoying wretches that just won't stay down. The ammo count and slower fire rate are the only real drawbacks, but hey, it is a revolver. It is supposed to feel powerful and deliberate, not spammy. All three of these A-tier weapons share one thing in common. They make you feel competent. The Hammerburst gives you reliability, the Nasher Shotgun dominates close quarters, and the Boltok pistol is your trusty backup for tricky situations. They are the weapons that let you survive without constantly panicking about running out of firepower. So, while they are not quite S-tier perfection, they are the dependable stars of your arsenal. You will reach for them more often than not, and each one has its sweet spot in different combat scenarios. Basically, A tier is the solid, can handle it all tier. Your loadout will thank you for having these on hand. The weapons in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Lancer Assault Rifle and Longshot Sniper Rifle. Alright, welcome to the big leagues, S tier. These are the weapons you absolutely want in your loadout, the ones that make you feel like a total boss in Gears of War Reloaded. Basically, if you are not carrying these, you are doing it wrong. Let's start with the Lancer Assault Rifle. The Lancer Assault Rifle is the ultimate all-rounder. It is your starting weapon, has almost no recoil, and lands shots on locust enemies like clockwork. But the real fun begins when you rev up the chainsaw with the melee button. One swipe and most normal enemies are gone in a flash. On higher difficulties, when every locust seems to have a shotgun and is sprinting straight at your cover, that chainsaw becomes your last line of defense, and trust me, it is incredibly satisfying to watch them get shredded. Then there is the Longshot Sniper Rifle. This bad boy is your go-to long-range option, complete with aim down sights and extra zoom using the R3 button on your controller. It lets you line up headshots on enemies that are miles away. Since so many encounters have you hunkered down behind cover, picking off enemies from afar, this weapon quickly becomes indispensable. And yes, it is perfect for dealing with those annoying enemies chilling on the troika, thinking they are untouchable. So, in short, S tier is all about control and confidence. The Lancer Assault Rifle dominates both close and mid-range fights, especially with its chainsaw surprise, while the Longshot Sniper Rifle lets you control the battlefield from afar. With these two in your hands, you are ready for pretty much anything the locusts throw at you. S tier is not just strong, it is downright essential. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.